Alright, so about a week ago now, I was looking on the computer and I found a video like a presentation I produced just with PowerPoint. And I recorded myself doing the PowerPoint presentation with the mouse and stuff like that with a highlighter on the screen. And when I first tried doing it and not uploading it, but producing it with the actual PowerPoint software, it didn't actually work correctly, but I attempted it again. It actually worked. It's about, I think I did it probably back in February when I first did this, so it's a little bit dated, but the information's still all good. It's just the basic rundown, of how a offset grill smoker works. It's the video I would have liked to have seen when I first started smoking. I was kind of talking to my younger self, if you will. So bear with me as I get through it, but yeah, it's kind of nice to be able to go back and find an old video and just to be able to use that to share. Like I was kind of afraid I would never be able to actually show that off, but I'm glad I got to work. So yeah, I'll just go and cue that up now, and we'll get to it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Welcome back to Smoked Red Barbecue's YouTube channel. I put together a little slideshow and presentation how an offset smoker works. Just the basic physics behind it. I figured go ahead and show you that now. If you go just a little demonstration how it works. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, but here it is. Alright, so here is just the basic smoker. I got how it all looks there. Go ahead and go use your X-ray vision there and get the actual components labeled so we can go ahead and start talking about it, how it works. So all this thing here is smoke chamber. That's where all the food goes that you are smoking. Next is the firebox. That's where you put the charcoal or wood or something like that you're doing. That's all right there. And then from the far left you got the smoke stack. That's where the smoke leaves the smoke chamber. Then last you have the air dampener for the firebox. Now the smokestack also can have an air dampener on it too, but just for the basics of smoking, I'm just saying just not to deal with that at all, and just deal with the firebox air dampener. So and then of course you have the grate, and that's where the food goes. And then some nicer smokers have 2 levels. Mine just has the 1, but be aware that there are those out there. So I'll do this based on just the 1 being there. Okay, so that's all the stuff labeled, so when I mention that throughout the presentation, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so then the first thing we're going to do today is say we're smoking something and the temperature is too cold. It's going down, so we want to raise up the temperature. So we're going to go ahead and open up the firebox air dampener. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow more air to get to the charcoal, into the wood. So if you have more air, that means a fire is going to burn hotter. That fire burns hotter, that means you're going to get more airflow, more hotter heat going throughout the whole smoke chamber. You can see all of this is going to be the hotter air coming because of the more increased airflow, because of the bigger hole that's now opened from opening the air dampener. So that's the very basics of how a smoker works. And then as you can see on the far left, that's the air going out the smokestack. So then, say it's getting too hot, you want to close it up. So what you do is you're going to be just slightly, maybe half close the firebox air dampener. And so not as much air was not going to be able to get in there, so the fire won't be as hot. Because of that, not going to get as much heat being expelled into the smoke chamber, so the grill and the gray area won't be as hot. So that's the very basics of how a smoker works. You want to cool it down, you close it up. You want a hot fire, you open it back up. Again, that's the very basics, and that's how that works. And so then, let's say this is the very basic, run-of-the-mill, cheap offset you find in the store, just like a Walmart or something like that. So what you're going to find is you're going to have a disparity in temperatures throughout the whole smoke chamber, because the firebox is right there. So right as it leaves the firebox, goes into the smoke chamber, that's when it's going to be the most hot. So what you can do to prevent that from happening is to put a little guard there or something like that, a little flashing. I did this in my smoke hollow. Again, it costed just a couple $2 to do it. And what that's going to do, that's just going to maintain even temperature throughout the whole smoke. Again, this is not accurate temperatures that I've actually recorded on my smoker. This is just an example of what it could do. So because you have the fire right there, it's going up, it won't be as the heat is going to be deflected off of the hot heat is deflected, so it's going to push the even distribution of heat throughout the whole smoke chamber there. What you can do too is that they have the thing called a tuning plate. What it is just a huge thick piece of metal. You're going to find these a lot on the more expensive offset pits that you see. A huge piece of metal that's going to have holes in it, and these holes allow smoke and heat to go through them. As you get the closer you are to the firebox, they're going to be smaller, and as you get farther away, they're going to be bigger and bigger to allow more heat to get through. So that's just going to go right there, and then what that's going to do is that's going to allow, see all the small holes are right there, and as it goes out to the left, bigger and bigger holes. So what's going to do is it's going to be hot heat going through a small hole, so that's going to give you low heat distribution throughout right there. And as you keep going left, you're going to have it's just going to the hole's going to be bigger, but the heat's actually getting cooling down. So it's going to be an even distribution of heat throughout the whole smoke chamber. You can get great results with this, but again, you're going to be paying for it too, because they are expensive. And say you want to do that. Say you want a smoker that's a little more expensive, a little more fancy. What you're going to do, you're going to make it. It's called a reverse flow offset smoker. So what you're going to do is you're going to throw the smokestack off to the right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put a plate right there. That's going to direct the heat where to go. So you're telling the heat, hey, we want you to go this way, and below the whole grate process, and then up and around. So that's going to happen there is the heat's just all the heat's going to go all the way through and then up and out. That's going to just give you a lot more heat control of the smoke chamber, a lot more heat consistency throughout the whole smoke chamber, especially for those really big smoke chambers that you see. And that's a little more expensive, but again, you're getting what you pay for. Okay, next, and that's all we got. So anyway, hope you liked this little presentation. Again, any questions you guys have about this, just feel free to ask. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, thanks for watching Smoke Red Barbecue, and stay tuned for some more videos. All right, so you just see the short, quick video of the PowerPoint of how a smoker works. Again, too, every single smoke is going to be different. You can't. One day is always going to be different from the next, just with outside temperature, from the direction the wind's blowing, from how much the wind's blowing, if it's blowing at all, how much sunlight you're getting on the grill itself. And there's so many different factors into maintaining temperature on a smoker. There's just there's too many really to account for when you actually think about it. Just from how the charcoal is even arranged within the system itself. If you have you're using that minion method, or with charcoal or serpentine pattern too, just the combination of a charcoal in there is going to be different too. So again, I'm just going to be basic here and say practice makes perfect, especially when you're trying to maintain temperatures in your smoker, and just have a lot of patience too. Once you get to feel for it, once you get used to how your smoker works, it's going to be different than any other smoker. You might have two of the exact same smokers, but just with how to set up, how the actual air gap is, it might just be a little bit different too. So be aware of that. And again, any questions you have about what we do here at Smoke Prep, just let me know. And just want to say thanks for watching, everybody.